Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy the Grass Ninja. We are back with another Boruto theory. We're still waiting for chapter 66 to come out, so keep that in mind when we move forward with the rest of the video in case you're watching this in the future. Alright, so today feels like the day where we tackle some of those more unorthodox questions that I have whenever I'm discussing Boruto, watching other Boruto YouTubers or Naruto YouTubers videos and stuff. So my question is, can Boruto eat people? Well, I guess more specifically speaking, can Boruto convert people into chakra? Alright? So, it's YouTube, so we gotta just jump right into it. So let's break this down step by step, okay? Boruto is Momoshiki's vessel. He has Momoshiki's karma, which grants Boruto access to, incredible strength, speed, chakra, and various abilities of Momoshiki, right? Now, if we look into those various abilities, we stumble upon one that's actually kind of crazy, okay? Momoshiki has a jutsu listed as the Chakra edible creation technique, right? Which is a Renegon ability where, quote, the user is able to fully absorb the bodies of their target by turning them into chakra-filled edibles, end quote. That's insanity right there, okay? Now, these edibles come in two forms, okay? There's the chakra pill, and then there's the chakra fruit. And it seems the form of the edible is entirely dependent on how much total chakra goes into its creation, alright? So, why do I even bring this up, do you ask? Okay, well, first, smash the like button. Ha, got you. Subscribe to the channel, and hit that noti bell, alright? So, okay, so as things are right now, right, in the Boruto manga, and as a reminder, chapter 66 is still about, let's see, it's coming out on the 20th. We're still about like 10 days away, okay? Yeah, so we're about 10 days away from chapter 66, okay? And listen, all right, it's controversial opinion time, all right, but I've been thinking about it, and I just can't make it make sense. Like, if you can make it make sense, leave it down in the comments, alright? But there is no way that Boruto is stronger than Kawaki with his new karma, okay? And I made a video of it last week where I spoke about it briefly, about Boruto needing something in order to close what I thought was this obvious gap in power between him and Kawaki, alright? And I want Boruto to be able to do it in a way that would make sense. And I was trying to avoid that cop-out answer of, but the Jogan, bro, like the Jogan, like, screw that, alright? When the manga begins adapting the Jogan, then we can talk about the Jogan, and we can talk about how it can help Boruto, right? But until then, we have to use the information we do have in order to come up with some compelling theories that'll, like, make sense. So, for the sake of this video, I'm proceeding forward with the theory under the premise that Kawaki is more powerful than Boruto with karma because Ishiki was the strongest of Sutsuki, and 80% of Ishiki is greater than 80% of Momoshiki, which means Boruto needs something, okay, in order for it to make sense for him to become equal to, or at least relative to, Kawaki by the time we hit the time skip, okay? Okay, so the Chakra edible creation jutsu was an ability used by Momoshiki, and we saw how insane it was when he encountered Killer B, alright? Momoshiki, after redirecting B's Biju Bomb, uses this jutsu for the first time, and he was able to create 3 pills this way, okay? And then later again, used it on Kinshiki to create a chakra fruit, okay? So right here, I guess it's important to distinguish a couple of things. One, the chakra fruit created by Kinshiki is not on the same level as the chakra fruit created by the divine tree, okay? But should still be considered as a substantial power increase, something far superior to the much smaller chakra pills, okay? And 2, the size and amount of pills created seems to be completely dependent on the number, or not, it can be completely dependent on the amount of chakra absorbed to make them, okay? So, Killer B was able to escape the full effects of this jutsu, which means he probably would have ended up leaving a lot more pills, or even a small fruit of his own, if he was completely absorbed. But for that very same reason, it also means that you can resist being completely absorbed by this jutsu, alright? Now, there aren't any clear rules in place on how someone would or could resist this ability, but it would make sense that if you still have sufficient stamina or physical strength, then you could be able to resist it in some way, because like not only did Killer B escape this jutsu, which I believe he escaped it with like his Gyuki hacks, similar to how he escaped getting absorbed by the Ten Tails or by the Ghetto statue, and like how he escaped Sasuke's Amaterasu, right? But even Naruto was shown resisting the ability, and in my opinion, this resistance could just be very similar to resisting Nagato's Naraka path, right? For example, Nagato is gonna, as Edo, is pulling out Naruto's soul, right? But Naruto is resisting the jutsu and attempting to pull his own soul like back into his body, okay? So it is possible that this ability works oddly enough, like with some weird like Pokeball mechanics, right? Weirdly enough, okay? You can either get super lucky and someone will just accept their fate, allowing you to capture them, or, you know, absorb them in the sense, so like this would be like Kinshiki, right? They just allow you to completely absorb them. Or more likely than not, you're probably going to have to beat them down into submission and force them to be absorbed, or basically defeat them so they can't physically resist you anymore, and then completely absorb them, right? So Killer B, right? Killer B got blasted with his own attack, amplified over like 2 times, and then when he was fatigued, Momoshiki tried to absorb him, right? Just like how you would capture like a Pokemon or whatever. You guys get what I'm saying, okay? So can Boruto even use this ability? I mean, we've made it like this far into the video, and we don't even know if Boruto can even use this insane ass ability, alright? But like, what if I told you that he might have already done it, okay? So, let's look at the very first time Borushiki, like, you know, the very first time we got to see Boruto and Momoshiki take over Boruto's body, right? Borushiki. And how he wrecked Boro, the Kara member, with that giant Rasengan, right? Or massive Rasengan. Like, apparently Boruto's casual Rasengans are just ginormous, so massive, whatever. When Momoshiki manifests, right, he notices that Boruto was super low on chakra, which is when he like flies over to the unconscious Naruto and begins stealing chakra from Naruto, right? This could very well be the chakra edible creation jutsu, but it's just cut short, and as to like only absorb the necessary amount of chakra required to defeat Boro, since Momoshiki purposefully absorbs a limited amount of chakra from Naruto. Like, he even goes as far as to say this should be a sufficient amount. So he purposefully absorbs a limited amount of chakra from Naruto, because at the time, absorbing too much chakra would result in Boruto regaining consciousness. Now, I say at the time because as of Boruto chapter 65, Boruto collapsed from the pills, and the pills were supposed to stop Momoshiki from being able to take over. And then when Boruto collapses, time gets frozen. He's like, yo, what the hell? And then he sees Momoshiki, and he's like, this is weird because I don't feel like I'm out of chakra, or if I feel weak or anything. I'm just hurt from this pill, I guess. And then Momoshiki's like, nah, bro, I'm here. And then he sees Code, and he's like, move aside. And then he forcibly takes control of Boruto, despite the pills. So, Boruto, you know, I guess right now doesn't need to worry about, or Momoshiki doesn't need to worry about Boruto and how much chakra he has anymore, I guess. But yeah, at the time, right, it would result, like, Momoshiki absorbing too much chakra would result in Boruto regaining his consciousness, right? So this chakra stealing ability shown here could very well be an indicator that Boruto has inherited Momoshiki's, or at least Momoshiki's other Rinnegan abilities, right? Since he steals chakra the same way Sasuke did Naruto, and in like their final fight, right? So it could be that he's not using the chakra stealing or the chakra edible creation jutsu, and he's just using like the Path ability. But even that is still a huge plus for the theory as well, because if you're one of those people that believe Boruto is going to gain Momoshiki's ability to like redirect jutsu that he's absorbed, but in like an amplified state, or if you're like thinking Kawaki is going to be shrinking shit down like Jigen and Ishiki was, then it would make sense for Boruto to also inherit Momoshiki, like all of Momoshiki's Rinnegan abilities, and especially this overpowered Rinnegan ability as well, right? Like, it literally lets you fully absorb the bodies of people and then turn them into a chakra-filled edible, like a gummy bear or a pill or whatever, right? Like, Boruto could end up becoming a really, really dark story by the time we enter, like, that time skip part of the series. Like, we could imagine seeing Boruto being the type of dude to, like, be, like, no mercy, and, like, he just starts absorbing and eating, like, low-life criminals. Or, like, he goes out and journeys to find other Osutsuki, and then he starts absorbing these other unnamed Osutsukis, or he ends up absorbing Code or the Ten Tails, or just anyone he feels really deserves dying from like him eating them and taking their power. Okay, so like and he would be consuming all of these people and all of that chakra, right, with the goal in mind to like manifest himself, or to, like, the goal in mind of like forcing himself to evolve, right, in order to become powerful enough to eventually combat Kawaki on an even playing field, and maybe possibly in the future even an Osutsuki god, because it doesn't matter, like this god should be tiers above what we think is like god tier already. So that's just another thing. But like, what do you guys think? All right, like, I've been talking about this whole time, and now I want to hear what you guys have to say. Like, in your opinion, who do you think is stronger, right? Kawaki or Boruto? Why do you think that, right? Like, I want to see a real reason for why you think Kawaki is stronger, or why you think Boruto is stronger, right? And better yet, Ishiki or Momoshiki, right? And then how scary do you think Boruto is with this ability potentially in his arsenal? And I want you to leave your answers in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. You got to hit that noti bell for YouTube to notify you when I post new content. And then you should follow me on TikTok, where I do like way shorter videos on Naruto and Boruto. Promote the channel, posting like announcements for when a new YouTube video like this one comes out. And just in case that noti bell be glitching, you won't miss when I drop content. So I'm the Grass Ninja, signing off. Peace.